this is Melody, and today we're doing another Inktober speed paint. I don't remember what day this was, but the prompt was sling. I couldn't really think of much other than a girl in a sling, so I looked up a bunch of reference photos of people who were wearing slings. Because I did do this drawing at home, I allowed myself to use my Copic markers, typically the ones that I've been doing at work. I just have a few pens and my pencil, which is getting pretty small now, and an eraser, so I don't usually add color, or at least not much color, to the ones that I do at work. When I use Copics, lately I've been doing the line work after doing the coloring, so I make sure that my lines are pretty distinct with the red colored pencil. That way I can see where I'm supposed to be coloring with the markers, but I found that some of the markers smear with the Copics if they're not dry enough. And by that I mean you can let it sit for 5 minutes and it'll still sometimes smear, and I'm using the Sakura multi-liners and sometimes Copic multi-liners and just other pens and fine liners, and I've had problems with them smearing, and so what I found to be a good solution is to do the coloring first and then the lines after. It works for me, but I did used to do the lines all the time before, and I would be sad when the nose or something would smear because it's on the face. Also, I wanted to play around with the shadows on this. With Copics, I tend to just use a darker color of the one that I've already used. So for the shading on the shirt, typically I would do that purple and then use a darker purple for the shadows. However, I wanted it to be a little bit more complex and use a blue for the shadows and then kind of fade into a purple for the hair, or a pink for the hair I mean, and a little bit on the shirt there for the highlight almost, just to add a little bit more complexity. Not that using darker colors of the same shade is bad, but sometimes I think it adds a little bit more visual interest if the shadows and the highlights are different colors. And this is something that I've seen some artists doing recently, and so I wanted to try it out, and I would like to continue to play with it in the future. This month I've also been trying to draw hands. Obviously I haven't just been drawing hands, but I've been trying to force myself when I draw people to draw things that I'm not comfortable with. So for me, that means drawing hands and drawing feet, just trying to get into drawing poses instead of just drawing still figures that are doing nothing. As cute as that can be, I want to be able to do maybe not action shots, but just something that has a little bit more motion to it. Even this drawing here is still pretty straight up and down, but at least like she's holding her arm or something. Her arms aren't just completely straight and down. I would like to try to do some more fluid moving pieces where it looks like the character is moving or the pose is just generally more dynamic. So hopefully I'll be doing more of that in the future, and when I do I might start breaking out of my sketchbook to give me a little bit more space. I feel like the size of this sketchbook, while it is nice for Inktober because it forces me to limit myself and not spend forever on an Inktober piece, can be quite limiting when you're trying to get a lot of details in. When I took a art class in college, we worked primarily on 18-inch by 24-inch paper, which is quite large, but allows you to get a lot of details in and really look at the big picture, but also hone in on the details, as where small pages like this don't really allow you to do that. Actually been thinking about trying to do a large-scale realism piece like I used to do, so give me a thumbs up if you'd like to see that, and don't forget to comment and subscribe as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.